become comfortable being on your own. A lot of us always feel like we need people around us, and I've been there. I've been there time and time again. I felt like I needed a person around me in order for me to feel better. Literally 7-8 months ago, I felt that way. I needed someone around me in order for me to feel fulfilled in me. But overall, this takes away from you as a person because you're missing a lot of growth in yourself. You're missing a lot of areas where you could improve in yourself. And overall, you're not going to see who you want to be in the future tense with that. Because when you rely on other people for you to feel happy, for you to feel grateful, for you to feel happy for yourself, you automatically give them the power over you. You give them the power on how you feel on that day, how they react to you, how they treat you, and they can treat you however they want. They could decide if they've had enough of you. They could decide if they want to be around you. They could decide if you're amazing. They could do whatever. And when you put your value on that, you take away from yourself overall because you're missing the fundamental part that is you. You're missing the fundamental part that is you and bettering you as a person. And it's so easy to fall into this trap and fall into this mindset where you're afraid to be alone. You're afraid to be alone. And I've been there. You get afraid of being by yourself with your own thoughts because a lot of times your own thoughts are negative. A lot of times your own thoughts aren't the best. And I've had that time and time again. My own thoughts haven't been the best. But that's more so a reason why you have to be alone, if that makes sense. Because then you're going to have to work on them thoughts. You're going to have to work on that internal side in yourself to better you, to better your situation, to better you as a person. And truly start to negate them thoughts in a sense, better them thoughts in a sense, better you in a sense. And you start to truly understand who you are then when you spend a bit of time by yourself. And I'm not talking about completely cut off social interaction, all this stuff. I'm talking about just take a little step back for yourself. Be okay being by yourself. Have times where you're by yourself and you truly understand yourself. Because it's so easy to get caught up in other people's problems. And I've been there time and time again. You get caught up in other people's problems. What this person's doing, what this person's doing, what this person's doing. And then you got this person saying this about this person doing this about this person. And then it just gets your mind wrapped up on the wrong things. When there could be things that you could be doing to help you and to better you and to better you as a person. But you don't do them because you're wrapped up in this circle or these people or what's going on, you know. And it's important for us to realise the least time we spend with ourselves, the more little we're going to get better in our own self, how we feel on ourselves overall, because you will constantly have to go back to yourself after that. So let's say you have a situation that goes wrong, like I had a situation with someone that went really, really wrong, went really bad, and overall, oh no, this doesn't go well. Overall, I had to pick up the pieces by myself, and I was very reliant on this person, on these people. And overall, I'd never truly looked at myself and looked where I could improve, looked where I could be better, because they were telling me I was enough. They were telling me I was amazing. But therefore, when that ended, and therefore when I was in pain and sadness because of that, because they didn't want to be around me no more, or whatever reason, whatever it was, I had to pick up the pieces then in myself. And I had to be alone then and deal with all the negative thoughts, all the sadness, all the pain. And this could have been a lot more avoided in the sense if I spent more time for myself and bettering myself and spending time on my thoughts and bettering my thoughts and bettering me as a person. This could have been negated in the mindset of, in the sense of, I wouldn't have felt the whole brunt of it as much, if that makes sense, because I would have bettered my situation and bettered my mental health underneath. But therefore, when that all went wrong, when all this external stuff that was holding me up went wrong, I was left with nothing. I was left with nothing because my mental health wasn't there, because I didn't better my mental health overall, and therefore I had to deal with all the pieces in myself. And now it's to a point where I'm so much better and so much grateful in myself because I'm better in myself and helping myself, and I feel actually grateful. Like, I feel amazing now. I'm just in a forest, you know what I mean? It's crazy. But overall, it's important for you to literally build up your mental health underneath all this. Build yourself up underneath all this. Understand who you truly are underneath, because when you spend too much time around people, you don't understand yourself that much. You don't understand yourself too much. You don't truly know who you are in a sense. You don't know how to almost control your mind in a sense, because let's say you have extreme negative thoughts. Let's say you have extreme negative thoughts, but then you just go around people, you see this person, see this person, see this person. And then that almost distracts you from negative thoughts for a bit. But then you got to go back and then you got to be with them negative thoughts, you know? And then you've got to actually understand where they're coming from, because a lot of times it's coming from a place that has an element of truth in your life. It's coming from a place that you need to improve overall a lot of times. And that's what happened with me. There's a lot of negative thoughts in myself, and I had to address them for long and then try to break out of them. Understand how I can get better from these negative thoughts, how I can negate these negative thoughts in a sense. But if you don't truly understand that, you're not going to help you. You're really not, because you need time away from it all. You really do. You need time away from people and all this stuff in order for you to understand who you are deeply and truly. Because if you don't, you're not going to understand who you are underneath everything, if that makes sense. And I'm not saying not to spend time with people, of course, but understand you're a person underneath all that, and you need to see where you can get better underneath all that. And it's so easy to just constantly be around people, and I've been there time and time again, and I just understand that when I was in that position, I didn't actually grow as much as I could have. I didn't grow anywhere near as much as I could have, and I didn't get done what I wanted to get done, and where I wanted to be, the person I wanted to be. Everything underneath I didn't get done, and that therefore took away from me as a person, because I was never the person who I wanted to be. And therefore, when I put all my energy into these people, into people around me, into bringing them up, but myself wasn't up. Therefore, when that broke, when that didn't go the way I wanted, I had to deal with all the pieces underneath. And if I didn't have a foundation underneath, it just fucked me up and crushed me in a sense, and I didn't. And I had to build that up from scratch to the point now I'm very grateful and happy in this world with everything going on with me. It's important to understand that there's you underneath everything else that's going on. And if you don't truly address you in the sense of you being alone for a little bit, understanding yourself a bit more, you are not going to truly understand yourself. Therefore, when you are in an experience in the future where you have to be by yourself, you're going to have to pick up all the pieces, if that makes sense. And overall, you need to pick up the pieces in a sense, and you need to build that foundation up underneath. And the overall message in this video is you don't have to spend tons of time away from people, don't get me wrong, but overall spend some time on yourself and spend some time to develop yourself and build yourself underneath all that, because that's going to have the true effect on you. That's going to have the true positive effect on you, and that's going to have the effect that's going to help you. And therefore, if situations go wrong with yourself, you're going to have that foundation of mental health that you've built up underneath, which is excellent for you then, because then you'll be able to handle situations going wrong a lot better than if you didn't have that foundation underneath, if that makes sense. Because when everything went wrong with me, I didn't have no foundation, therefore everything crushed, everything went downhill, and I had to literally address everything in myself, every little thought of myself, every little thing that went wrong about myself, and understand that I have to build this up back from myself and deal with all the negativity, all the sadness, all the pain, and that crushed me in a sense, but overall it helped me as well. And that's the message overall. Build a strong foundation underneath everything else that's went wrong, because that's going to have the true effect on you and the true positive effect on you, and that's truly going to help you in the future tense when other things go wrong. Because if you don't have that foundation, you're going to have the negativity of your lack of foundation of your mental health and that all going wrong. So you're going to feel the negativity and the pain from that and the external situation, whatever situations went wrong as well. Therefore, you're not even going to be able to bounce back in the same way, if that makes sense. This is what I had to understand through my situations. I had a time where I couldn't literally see a way through, and I didn't have that foundation. Therefore, I had all the problems that went on as well, alongside my bad mental health, because I didn't put any effort on it, and it was terrible anyway. Therefore, I've literally had to build up from scratch, and it felt like a losing battle where I was at the lowest point to now where I feel amazing, I feel grateful, and I feel happy, and it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of effort, but this is more so just a message for you to just take a bit of time away. Don't be afraid to be alone for a little bit, and just better your mental health, better you, and better you as a person, and understand who you truly want to be, where you want to be, the person you want to be, and start working towards that, understanding that, and start bettering yourself. You don't have to completely disconnect from people, you know what I mean, but understand who you could be and understand where you can be, and truly understand yourself, and that's going to better your relationships anyway as well. So I hope you got a lot of value in this video. Like, comment and subscribe. Thank you for all the love recently. Thank you for 500 subs as well. That means a lot to me. Thank you.